And
We get to do it though. A
it's
blessing.
see, it's a blessing, and I'm glad that that's the way you view it, man. Because all these different things we can sit here and complain about it, but in all reality, we're doing something that we love to do.
For sure.
So that's what it is. All right, man. I'm gonna do a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and we'll rock and roll. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. We continue our coverage from Radio Row in San Francisco. You always have special guests out here. We have a very special guest right now, a quarterback for the New York Jets, former Tennessee Volunteer, Hendon Hooker, joining us now. Hendon, glad to have you here. I'm sure you were wishing you were playing in the Super Bowl, but
For sure.
hey, it is what it is. I want to start off right off the bat. Sam Darnold with Seattle, who ends up just finding a way to get to this point.
Right.
He ends up being a Jet, Panther, goes to Minnesota, finds himself again, and now with Seattle leading the Seahawks to a Super Bowl appearance. Someone like you who is, grinding right now out there in the National Football League, how big of a deal is it to see what Sam Darnold is doing and using that as motivation? How has Sam Darnold been able to do this to get to this point to play for a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think it's incredible. Just his story from entering the league and trials and tribulations that he's gone through has shaped him to be the man who he is today. I think that all those tough times, you can kind of go back and dig deep in situations, in game-like situations, or in situations in life in general to just continue to keep yourself going. And that's what he's done. I remember watching him maybe 2 summers ago, and we were throwing in San Clemente, California, and I was like, oh my goodness, he is amazing. and then to kind of see what he's done last year and this year, I'm like, man, it's no surprise to me that Sam is out here being Sam and just having fun playing football at a high level. And I'm excited to see him, really do his thing tomorrow.
What about Drake May and what he's been able to do?
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel comes in. I feel like Mike is just that secret sauce that's a part of it. Drake May, I think, has always been the potential, but to be the heir apparent to Tom Brady, like that is just pressure unlike any before. And here he is delivering the Patriots to a Super Bowl. What about Drake May? What stands out about Drake May going into the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday?
Cool as ice. He is cool as ice. He never gets too high, never gets too low. Plays the next play how you should, and controls the offense. And gets his troops in order to go down the field and score. I remember, watching Drake over the years from high school. Us both being North Carolina guys, watching him in high school and watching him in college, and now watching him, succeed at a high level, at the highest level. It's nothing but the sky. But I'm sorry, it's the sky is the limit for him. It's nothing that that could possibly hold him back except for himself. And so that's something that I'm excited to see his future, unfold. Just from him going out there and throwing a ball on time to him, getting everyone set. It's some gymnastics to this quarterback position, but he makes it look easy.
As someone in your position, how often do you go and look at film of other quarterbacks and maybe try to see what they're doing and try to use that as a blueprint to make you more successful? How often do you go about looking at all the different quarterbacks out there in the league?
From my time in college, I used to spend every Thursday afternoon watching good things and bad things that the quarterback prior to me, how they played against the team that I'm about to play that week.
Sure.
So it would be a lot of times I'd take something from someone's game that was good, and then I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this that was bad from someone else. So and I'm a football junkie. I watch football year round. I watch other guys' tape. I was just watching, like, Joe Mills, my best friend. I was just watching his tape the other day, and we kind of talked about what I saw from his tape, what he saw from my tape over these past 2 years, and what can we work on to push each other to be better. So I think just watching other guys' tape and being a football junkie just kind of comes with the position. You watch so much football during the year, you're just like, man, I might as well watch some football now. It's kind of a habit.
What's the jump in like going from Tennessee to the pros?
Right.
Obviously, it's
Mhm.
it's a leap to
Yeah.
say the least. What have you learned over these last couple of years being in the National Football League?
Um, thing that I've learned, just kind of being a self starter,
Hmm.
get myself going, get myself amped up. Where many of times where you might have a teammate that knows you really well and y'all vibe with each other and kind of get ready for the game, or coach is his pregame speech, or he talks to you before the game and says something that inspires you to, get going. But nowadays, I have to get out of the bed ready to roll. So that's how I approach every day. Especially from being a young guy, being in a room with vets, they really showed me how to carry myself and how how a professional quarterback should operate in practice, in the meeting room, um, and off the field. So
We're from Wichita,
mhm.
so I have to ask about Brees Hall
Yeah,
and maybe the interactions you've had with Brees.
yeah,
Of course, everyone in Wichita is super ecstatic for what he was able to do. Finally, a 1,000-yard rusher, which,
100%.
man, that makes a lot of people happy in Wichita. What stands out about Brees and the interactions you've had with Brees Hall
Yeah, it's been
over this past year?
it's been a great time being around Brees. Seeing him from being in college to being in the NFL and his evolution has been amazing. He's a special back. He can get the ball and make anything happen at any point in time. But his interaction just off the field, he's been a great guy. A great energy to be around. Very laughable
Yeah.
vibes around, and it's always something new in the fashion world that he has on every single day. So I always make it a point to tell him like, hey, I see you now. I like those. Or just giving him a hard time about stuff. But he's a great guy, great teammate, and incredible athlete.
You get drafted by Detroit,
Hmm.
and then you're rehabbing. You're
Yeah.
you're, you're trying to get back to this point, being healthy. What was that like with the Lions?
Hmm.
Where of course you're ecstatic, you get drafted, let's roll, but of course there's trials and tribulations to
100%.
everything. So what was that first year like there with Detroit?
Yeah, that first year was really like a red shirt year for me.
Yeah.
I spent a true calendar year not playing football, and just rehabbing and throwing to strength staff, to strength staff guys, which is different from throwing to them. And then I get out there and I'm throwing to Jamison Williams. Like it's a totally different ball game. But I think the biggest thing for me was just regaining that confidence and not second guessing myself of, oh, am I trying to be perfect, or just letting it all, out and playing free. That's been something that I felt like has took my game to a whole nother level of confidence and of just delivering the ball. A lot of things has gone into that confidence realm, because when you play with confidence, or anything, you do anything with confidence, there's no telling what you're capable of.
What was it like being part of that locker room? Like Dan Campbell
Mhm.
eating kneecaps and
Oh yeah, no,
like
it's just a true stable of dogs. That's how I viewed it. Like it's
I
just
love it.
everyone in the building is willing to do whatever it takes to win this ball game. So we could be running on the treadmill. Okay, well, I guess we're both going to die on this treadmill. If that's how I always looked at it. Like anybody on this team would die on the treadmill before they give up and let the other team win.
Man, I absolutely love it. That's fantastic. You brought up Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, no big deal throwing those guys. I mean, what is it like working with those guys? I mean, certainly
It's
Amon-Ra
a
St. Brown is, we can have an argument about who's one, who's two, who's three, who's four. I think we can get lost in that, but arguably, like, I don't think you can make this argument. I think it's very much top five. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a top five receiver
right.
in the NFL. Jameson Williams obviously is very capable. We saw what he did this past year. What was it like throwing to those guys on a regular basis? How much did they help you out?
I think biggest thing was like attention to detail.
Hmm.
Their attention to detail, their subtle movements and quick snap, quick twitch muscles are on another level. Then like Jameson's speed is ridiculous. He's one of those guys where I'm throwing it early. You're not gonna make my arm look look weak, but I think just them, their route running and precision in route running, precision in timing, precision in hey, we want to get this depth, we want to get one more rotation. Hey, I'm gonna hit this on my fifth step. Hey, I'm gonna roll it a little bit more on this one. It's a thing that will make you become a better quarterback because they're expecting the ball at a certain place at a certain time, and if it's a count late or a count off, then the whole play, is kind of dead. But them being such great athletes, when we are a little bit off, they're making us look good. So,
How much do you soak knowledge wise learning from quarterbacks? Of course, Jared
yeah,
Goff has been a tremendous fit in Detroit. I believe you had a moment with Bryce Young for a
yep.
moment with Carolina,
hmm
and of course with the Jets this past year, getting a chance to learn a lot from them as well. How much information do you try to soak in on a regular basis?
yeah. A lot, a lot. I think Tyrod Taylor can tell you. Like I love talking about football. I love getting the perspective. What are you thinking? Hey, I think we can go here. What do you think? Or they're running this. What do you see? It's a lot of that. Just ping ponging ideas and ping ponging, just football, just football junkie stuff. Uh, you
No big
think
deal.
like hey, you think we could have slid this protection the other way? Well, it's just a lot of that. But being around Tyrod, being around Teddy Bridgewater, being
Yeah,
around Jared Goff, being around David Blau, being
yeah.
around Kyle Allen, and then like all season I'm around Kyle Allen, I'm around Sam Darnold. So just being around those guys and Geno Smiths and everyone that's um, took the time out to tell me keep going and give me some words of wisdom or tips or pointers. We could be out there throwing the ball, and someone just says, "Hey, just open that left foot up just a little bit more," and it can make a huge difference of just the accuracy of the ball. Those little things like that within the quarterback community, it's huge.
Well, I mean, has Patrick Mahomes said anything yet?
I haven't really
Oh,
shot to
okay,
that with
okay.
Mahomes.
I'll put in a good word. Yeah,
Sounds
I have a
good.
sell. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I don't have that whatsoever. Um, this game coming up on Sunday, Seattle in New England.
Mhm.
Who do you think comes out on top? What's going to be the difference in the
Yeah,
game coming up on Sunday?
I think that it's always the biggest thing in the Super Bowl is time of possession and protecting the ball. Um, Whenever you protect the ball and have zero turnovers, it gives your team the best chance to win. If you have one turnover, your chances of winning go down 14%. So that's a huge
That's
jump.
a huge
That's a
jump.
huge jump, and I think that this game will be very close, and it's going to come down to the turnover battle. Who's taking care of the ball? Who's doing the right stuff? Penalties, and because they're both playing at a super high level. That's why
Yeah.
they're here. They both have incredible defense, incredible offenses, and they got playmakers. So I think it's going to be a real heavyweight battle down to the final second. I think it'll be a close game. I got Seahawks 27-21.
27-21. Last but not least, I got to ask about your time at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Favorite game, favorite memory? Do you have one in particular that jumps out right off the
Um,
page?
I think favorite game might be Missouri
Good.
2021.
Good. KU boy over here. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Good.
Okay. Um, just because I felt like that was kind of like the kickoff of okay, this train is rolling. And I remember us going out there hanging like 62 or 65 on Mizzou after they blew the cannon in our ears when we were warming up. um, but yeah, it's just being a thread in the fabric of remaking and rebranding Tennessee back to where where it belongs at the top of college football.
And I don't want to forget, you're here with Stand Together.
Yes.
I want to bring that up real quick
Yes.
because all this is for nothing if I don't bring up Stand Together.
Yes,
So
sir.
Stand Together. Tell me more. Why are you here? And tell me a little bit more about Stand Together.
Yeah, Stand Together is a great map way for guys in the NFL or professional athletes to get out in the community and express what they feel their impact is to the community. I feel like my impact is leading the youth in literacy
Yeah.
and sports and just day-to-day life. Anytime I get to connect with them in the community, I do. I play a heavy role in the football scene in Greensboro, North Carolina, and just helping kids out, whether that be getting to school, whether that be working on your speed, whether that be on the field, or just day-to-day life. Some kids give me a call. I might not answer them on the first ring, but I'll call them back, eventually, and they just want to talk. They just need a lending ear. So just trying to help them really strive for whatever aspiration they may have to reach for the stars. And we're doing that through literacy. We had a Christmas event in my hometown of Greensboro, North Carolina, at my high school. We helped out maybe 50 kids. Gave them some monetary gifts and gave them some books, and I shared a few words of wisdom going forward as they enter in this second half of the school year. And I'm excited to get back home and kind of see where they're at with things.
I love it, and appreciate your time,
Yes,
and
sir.
enjoy the rest of the week. Okay.
Yes, sir. I have a quick question for you though. So
Yeah.
you're in Wichita, so you had to watch some Wichita State basketball.
So you want to ask about Kenny and you want to talk about Kenny and Giles?
No, I was about to talk about Ricky Council the fourth.
Uh-huh.
And how much a fan I am of his, and how I watched every Wichita State game when he was there. I was like,
okay,
I had to, because that's my guy. I watched him play from when he was in 8th grade. He played on the younger teams, my AAU organization, Team Felton. So, huge Ricky Council fan. So I had to say something about Wichita
I
State.
love it. Hey, people listening to this are gonna go crazy that you brought that up. So, Hendon, appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.